the latest news for now.
Amy, we'll talk to you soon. We're going to go live now to Philadelphia, the DNC convention. Bruce Hawker, Sky News contributor, joins us now, as well as Tom Mcmahon, former executive director of the Democratic National Committee. Gentlemen, it's good to see you both. Bruce, first to you. It's going to be, well, the main task of this convention surely is to, well, not just nominate Hillary Clinton, but to unify the party and the Sanders supporters behind her. How's it looking at this stage, Bruce?
Well, it's going well so far, Kieran, but of course it's early days. Bernie Sanders will be speaking this evening. It'll be very interesting to see how he's received. We would expect that he'll get a very good response, but when he calls for unity and support for Hillary Clinton, look out for some booing in the crowd. So that's a possibility. It'll be very interesting to see how well he does at bringing his supporters, who have been very, very strong and virulent in their criticisms of Hillary Clinton, into the fold.
And Tom McMahon, you would have hoped that once the endorsement came a little while ago, that this would have ushered the way for a smooth convention, but those emails came at just at absolutely the wrong time. How's that being responded to within the Democratic Party, Tom?
I think the party's ready to move forward. I think the importance of the unification, everyone understands that around the convention. I think the resignation of Chairwoman Schultz really goes a long way to try and alleviate some of the concerns that the Sanders campaign has been bringing up for the last 4 or 5 months. And I think that's an important piece to the reconciliation and kind of moving forward. But I can tell you from talking to the different Sanders folks on the campaign, they're ready to look forward to the November election and taking on Donald Trump.
And Tom McMahon, as a former executive director of the DNC, can you give us a sense of what the overarching aim of the convention is? Obviously, it's to nominate the candidate, but beyond that, what else do you want to achieve out of the next couple of days?
Yeah, so the most important thing is that what the campaign does, it really becomes a kickoff to the general election campaign. And this is a way, after a bruising primary fight that generally happens on both sides, it's a way to reintroduce the candidate, so in this case, Secretary Clinton, to the American people and really kind of tell her story by validators, people that know her well, and kind of really tell the true story of what Secretary Clinton's all about and why she would be a great, president.
And Bruce Hawker, this comes at a time when the polls seem to be showing that there was a bounce for Trump off the back of their rather messy at times convention, but politically, it seems to have grabbed a bit of attention.
Well, he has had a bounce, and there's a lot of debate, of course, Kieran, as to what who those people who are now supporting him, who possibly weren't before, are. There is a suggestion that these are people who are always going to be his supporters, because his message hasn't really changed in the last few months, in fact. So we're probably seeing now a consolidation of his support amongst those really rusted-on supporters that he's been relying on for so long. One of the interesting things in all this, of course, is that he's doubling down, as they say in the United States. He just keeps intensifying his language, his rhetoric. He referred to Hillary Clinton today as Hillary Rotten Clinton. No signs of him trying to steer into the middle ground at all. And this may account for some bounce, but in the long term, it could well be the reason why, if he does fail, he falls short, because he continues to scare a lot of Americans with the sort of politics that he preaches.
And there's quite a contrast, gentlemen. This is my final question. I want to get both of your thoughts on this. First to you, Bruce. A contrast between the Democratic establishment really coming in behind Hillary Clinton over the next 4 days, Obama to speak, her husband, of course, former President Clinton, and Michelle Obama, Bernie Sanders, among others today.
Yes, that's really important. And tonight Bernie Sanders will be speaking, as will Elizabeth Warren, another leading Democrat senator, and the First Lady Michelle Obama. What Bernie Sanders says is going to be very important in bringing his supporters in behind Hillary Clinton. There is considerable disunity still in the ranks of the Republican Party. We've seen that with leading Republicans refusing to endorse him even at the Republican convention. So it'll be very interesting to see how this goes, and we'll have another report on that later on this evening after Senator Sanders has spoken.
And Tom. And Tom, your thoughts on that?
I think the important thing is tonight is really about. Yeah, so I think what Bruce hit upon is really important. Senator Elizabeth Warren is a lot of people that the Democratic Party thinks a rising star. People are going to be really interested to hear what she has to say. But more importantly, Michelle Obama is still probably one of the most popular Democratic figures, regardless of party affiliation. As we saw last week, Mrs. Trump quoted her quite a bit in her speech. And I think that's an important thing to kind of remember, is that people really look upon Michelle Obama and really think she's been a phenomenal First Lady. And I think she can help kind of set the tone and really lay out what's at stake in this election.
Former Executive Director of the DNC, Tom McMahon, also Sky News regular and our contributor from the Democratic Convention in Philadelphia, Bruce Hawker. Thank you for that. We'll talk to you soon. With me now.